all distinguished guests. I must apologize. My Nepali is not so fluent as my friend. Mero Israeli naam HANNA GODAR ho, tore mero Nepali naam Dil Bahadur ho. This seminar is on international relations. And I think the title is Nepal and the World Order. And we all have an open question. Is there a world order? Is there an order, or maybe there is a disorder? Has diplomacy led the world in the last 100 years to achievements, to eternal peace, or we still have conflicts? Unfortunately, sometimes in the last 10, 20 years we had one vision. Unfortunately today maybe the vision is a little bit different. But there must be an order, and there must be peace, and there must be a real order that is respecting countries. When we talk about Nepal, it's a good question whether we talk about Nepal of 2022 or 100 years ago when it was a tiny kingdom surrounded or even locked and not open. But things have changed. Things have changed in Nepal, and things have changed all over the world. Things have also changed in the Middle East. I come from Jerusalem, I come from Israel. It's a very small country. Dere Sanodesh. It's the size of Israel is about one of the provinces of Nepal. And many people, when they hear a lot about Israel, they think it's a big country. It is not. But still, we are all equal. 193 members of United Nations are all equal. We all have the vote, and we are all equal in this aspect, and we are all sovereign in this aspect. Nepal and Israel, it's well known, have established relations in 1960. This is already, we celebrated, we marked it in Sundarijal in BP Museum, and we had a very nice event there to remember that courageous step that was taken in 1960. And Israel and Nepal has excellent relations ever since. Israel will never forget that Nepal at that time was the first one, and for 30 years, the only country from this part of the world to have relations with Israel. Thank you. And during the years, I think this is a lovely example how countries can cooperate. And when countries cooperate, it is for the benefit of both countries. And especially when we talk about small countries, this is for the benefit of both sides. Now, as we all know, and as we look at the map of the globe, we have small countries, we have smaller countries, we have medium countries, and we have big countries. This is the reality, and this is the world. It doesn't mean that the small or the big is more important or less important. And in this aspect, what we have to remember is even though that you are small, you have your moral views. And I think that in this aspect, Right Honorable Prime Minister, your views are more important than the views of big countries, and I don't want to say the names, because your international policy has no interests. Your international policy is becoming because you view every case as it is. And this is an important message that we all have to understand. Big and small, small and big, we are all the same. And sometimes where you are a small country, like Nepal and like Israel, surrounded by big forces. And this is the reality. When the big forces are in a conflict, it is our problem. When the big partners or the big neighbors are in love, it is also our problem. In any case, this is a challenge. And for small countries to manage to run your international policy, it is always a challenge and always complicated. We appreciate your friendship, and I'm sure that this friendship will continue as the first 62 years to the next 62 years and to even the 620 years in the future. So I really thank you very, very much for all the good relations, the good efforts, and all the good things that you are doing.